Welcome to my channel. I am Jessie. I am a mom of two here in Central Florida, book lover, and yeah, welcome. Today I wanted to share my first video of 2020, which is actually going to be my first video on this channel, period, and that is a book haul. What better way to start off the new year than with a bunch of new books? You're going to see a trend here though, because all of these books are not new. Like, they're new to me. I have never read them, but they are some well-loved favorites that you are probably going to look at me like, wow, you've never read those. And yes, I am behind. I have probably not read a new release since 2013 when my oldest daughter was born, because I got wrapped up in mom life and then I had another kid and I thought I didn't have time for the thing that I enjoyed the most, and that was reading. But now I am making time for it. And one thing I discovered in 2019 was I rediscovered my love of reading, and I discovered how I can make time for myself to read even as a working mom of two young kids. Like, yes, I have a job, I have two kids, and I also have another blog. I've actually been online for 3 years now, and that was under my lifestyle and motherhood blog, thecoffeemom.net. I've done a lot of cool things with it, but I really wanted to join this book community for a creative outlet, for something I love to do, and talking with other people who love it just as much as me. So yeah, that is why we're here today. Let's jump into the haul. All of these I bought off Amazon, and then at the end I'm going to talk about my non-physical books that I bought. So I want to talk a little bit about Kindle Unlimited. So keep watching and let's jump into the haul. First thing I bought, y'all are going to make fun of me for, because I've never read this. I know it's so loved and I've heard great things about it, and honestly, I don't even really know the synopsis, but that's okay, because I like to go in a lot of times, like, I like to go in kind of blind. I don't want to know too terribly much. So I'm like, oh, it's good, everybody loves it, it's a fantasy YA novel. Yeah, just take a moment. Shadow and Bone. I want to jump into the Grishaverse. I have never read a single Leigh Bardugo book. This will be my first one, and y'all are probably like shaming me right now, but I'm really excited. I want to pick up Ninth House, but I figured I'd pick this up first and like dive into the YA that she's like known for, and I'm pretty sure this is being adapted as a TV show, but I'm not 100% sure. But yes, I'm excited to dive into this. Don't make fun of me too hard, because like I said, I haven't really been reading much since my daughter was born, and she's almost 7. Next up, we have another one that I'm super excited about. I mean, I'm pretty excited about all of these, but back when I was like a super avid reader, I read a lot of dystopian because that's what was big. I still love The Hunger Games. I read the Divergent series, even though I didn't finish it. I have Allegiant, I think up here or on one of my other shelves, and yeah, I never finished it, but I have it. And I read a whole bunch of like YA dystopian style books, and so I'm really excited for this one because I know I love the genre. Scythe. And yeah, I'm super excited to read a kind of dystopian sci-fi book again. Next, I've got Renegades by Marissa Meyer. Again, this is another super well-loved one. The third book just came out, I believe, Supernova, this past year, and what else can I say? Again, I don't know a whole lot about it, but I do know that it's about like extraordinary humans, superhumans. That right there gets me. Any kind of like superhuman, X-Men type Marvel vibe, I adore. So I'm pretty sure I'm gonna love this. Yep. Next up, is one that I might be the most excited about. And that's because it has one of my all-time favorite tropes. Crown of Feathers. This right here is, all I really know about it is a girl and she has to pretend to be a boy to be a phoenix rider. And yeah, girl dressing up as boy, my all-time favorite trope, pretty much. Well, it's like, growing up, Mulan was my favorite Disney movie. Still is. I know there's a live action coming out. I don't know how I feel about it. We're gonna put those feelings aside. I'm still gonna see it. But this has my favorite trope. So that girl pretending to be boy trope just gets me every time. It sucks me in. And yes, I'm super excited to check this out. I know the second one just came out and I really want to pick that up next. All right, next up, this one I think is a bit newer and I don't think the sequel's out for it. I think there is a sequel, but I don't think it's out. And it is Blood Heir. I picked this up not knowing much about it. It sounds really, really intriguing. I heard it sold as kind of like a dark Anastasia type tale where the princess is the monster, and I just love that. Kind of like a twisted trope on the princess tale. I heard that there's some controversy surrounding it. I don't know anything about that, but I'm super excited to pick it up. Another one that is a first in a series where all the books are released is Three Dark Crowns. Again, this looks super, super good. Three sisters that have to fight to the death for the crown. That just intrigues me. I think there's 5 books in the series. I am going to probably fly through this because it's a pretty not super giant book. Let's see what we got. Like 400 pages? Not quite. I'm a fast reader though, is something I've learned. When I sit down to read, like I'm gonna fly through something. Next! Y'all, this is another one that you're gonna just shake your head at and wonder, where have I been? What rock have I been hiding under? Cruel Prince by Holly Black. This sounds so good. We've got Faye, we've got a cruel prince. I want to know why he's so cruel, because again, I like to go in not knowing a whole bunch. And a girl that's trying to, like, that's a human in the Fae court, like, yes. Morally gray characters, I'm pretty sure, because I mean, cruel prince, and I think it has an enemies to lovers type trope, which, another one of my favorites. Enemies to lovers and morally gray characters. I'm sold. Speaking of morally gray, Vicious by V.E. Schwab. I've never read a V.E. Schwab book, and I've heard such amazing things, and I'm so excited to dive into this world. I have heard such good things about this series. I love that I'm pretty sure the protagonist and the antagonist are not clearly good and evil. Like, no one in the book is great as a human. Like, they are gray, morally gray characters. It's like, are they good? Are they bad? I love that. Like, morally gray characters are my jam. I like love Snape from the Harry Potter series because he's not good, he's not evil, he's just Snape. So that I really love. I'm super excited. Again, superhumans. I'm sold. Next up, we've got one that's a little bit newer. And again, I'm pretty sure this has that lovers or enemies to lovers trope. It's Serpent and Dove. All I really know about this one is that it is a witch and a witch hunter forced into marriage by some circumstances. And that's what I got. And I'm super excited. Again, this is another, I have a thing for thick books, I think. And finally, my final, like, physical book that I held is The Lies of Locke Lamora. I have heard such amazing things about this. I like to watch other book bloggers, booktubers, And one of my favorites is Murphy. I cannot pronounce her last name. I want to say it's Napier, but I could be completely wrong, and I apologize because I'm terrible at pronouncing names. She adores this. This is one of her favorites. And my dog's barking. I don't know why. Okay. Anyway, she is one of my absolute favorites. I have read a couple recommendations from her, like way before I started, when I started watching her, and I've never been let down. She is probably the reason that I picked up the Mistborn series and absolutely fell in love with it. Flew through all of them. Then just started picking up more and more Sanderson, so I picked this up because Murphy talks about it as one of her favorite series. So we're gonna try it out. And then those are all my physical books that I purchased. I also decided to download the Kindle Unlimited, and it was 99 cents, I think, for 3 months. And the reason I did that is because one thing I want to do this year is I want to read smaller books. Not as in like the thickness of the book, but as in the well-knownness of them. I want to read less well-known books by less well-known authors, indie publishers. I want to read self-published books because I love like small business. Like, I have a small business with my Coffee Mom blog. My husband runs his own small business. It's just something that I think we as people should be promoting more and using more, like finding small businesses. So when I see like self-published authors or lesser known indie published authors, I want to consume their content. And I feel like Kindle Unlimited is probably a good way to do that because it's like, I think $9.99 a month after the initial 3 months, and you just can grab, and most of the books that I looked at are they sound really good and really interesting. Like I said, I read a lot of sci-fi and fantasy. They sound super, super good, but I'd never heard of them. But so far I picked up a full series. It was like 5 books, and I finished the first one, and it's Air Awakens, and I am sucked in. I'd never heard of it before. I've never heard anyone talk about it. I am sucked in and I love it. So I picked up one ebook from Kindle Unlimited, and other than the Air Awakens series. Also picked up Ledgers of a Dark Mage by N.K. Leem, which sounds pretty good. It's 2 brothers. That's all I really know about it. It's 2 brothers. It's a epic fantasy. I think it's a duology. So I'm excited to pick that one up from Kindle Unlimited. And then I also picked up, can you see it? Peace and Turmoil. And I kind of wish I'd have got the hardcover. And I might get it after reading it to have in my collection. Because guys, the cover is beautiful. And I kind of want it in hardback. But this is actually written by Elliot Brooks, which is another YouTuber that I have been enjoying watching in 2019. So I wanted to pick up her debut novel and see what I thought about it. Again, a large epic fantasy. From what I can tell from her channel, she has a whole lot of similar taste in books to me, where with, you know, fantasy and like really loving Brandon Sanderson's works. So I'm super, super excited to check out this. And those are all the books that I have hauled in the beginning of 2020. I appreciate you sticking around watching this video. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What are some of your favorite books? What are you excited for in 2020? And I hope you stick around and let's get to know each other better. Bye.